Hello, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. Today is Monday, June 21st, 2021. Today, we're going to talk about knee cartilage that never heals. We had some great interaction with an Alan. And Alan shared his perspective. Sounded a little bit like mainstream media questioning me, but it's okay. Like, this is good, and it's important that we have interactions like this so you can begin to see the difference, the contrast that happens in the minds of people that continue to suffer with knee pain and people that continue to begin to look how their body is able to heal itself. And like, healing is going to be a subjective experience. If a person has a torn meniscus and they don't have pain, is it healed? And if a person has a torn meniscus and they had surgery for a torn meniscus to repair the knee, to repair the meniscus, and they're still in pain, is it healed? So we begin to we have to look at distinctions and nuances in conversation to begin to determine where you want to go in your healing process. So I'm going to go to, this was regarding the top 3 tips for preventing cartilage degeneration. This was a video that I did in May of last year. So Alan writes, how many of your patients have regrown knee cartilage as evidenced by before and after x-rays through your approach? Well, I don't do before and after x-rays. We don't need to do that. We look at, is the knee still in pain? And this goes back to my initial example of if a meniscus is still torn and a person doesn't have pain, or a meniscus is torn. Wait, what did I say? If a meniscus is torn and it doesn't have any pain, or a meniscus has been repaired from a surgery and the knee still is in pain, what would you prefer? See? So we have to look at critical thinking in this process. We have to look at what is the outcome that you're looking for. Do you have x-ray evidence? Yeah, I already covered that. Do you have patients who support that claim? I have patients, I don't have patients, actually I have clients. I have members of my knee club program that no longer have pain. Now, if they were to go to a doctor and have an x-ray, a CT scan, an MRI, that's up to them. 99 times out of 100, if a person doesn't have pain, if they don't have restriction in range of motion, then they don't care what their diagnosis is. They want the outcome. They want to be able to enjoy their life. They want to focus on what they want to focus on and enjoy their quality of life on a day-to-day basis. So I see where Alan's going, but it's very much a fear-based mentality. And many people have that fear-based mentality. I get it. And that's part of the process of working in the program, is you release that fear that causes tension, lack of space in the joint, irritation of the nerves, and causes more pain. You see how it's like it all ties together. And I'm not faulting docs, because the doctors have procedures. They call them Oates procedures, where they take plugs of cartilage and move it in the areas, plugs of cartilage from areas of the knee, around the knee joint, where there isn't the wearing, to put it in the areas to hopefully regrow the cartilage in the area that's wearing. So the doctors believe it can be done. Why couldn't we? Why couldn't we, if we change the tension pattern, change the neurology, change the focus, change the conditions that created the knee to wear and wear away the cartilage and meniscus in the joint, why couldn't it heal? It's a legit question. We got some people here online. If you have questions, please enter those in the comments section. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications for future videos. And we will go on with Alan. If you make that claim, which science doesn't recognize as true, well, the doctors are recognizing it as true. They do have an OATS procedure, OATS. I could look, off the top of my head, and let me look up that OATS procedure, OATS procedure knee. Comes right up. What does it stand for? Osteochondral autograft post-operative guidelines. So they have a procedure for regenerating cartilage in a knee joint. The doctors do. So on some level, science is supporting that. Let's see. Let's go on with Alan's questions here. You agree, don't you? And it's kind of a setup. Like, have you stopped beating your wife? It's like it's a silly argument. Anyhow, okay. So, like, I don't claim my program regenerates cartilage. I'm saying your body does. I believe your body has the infinite capacity to heal itself. You cut your finger, you break a bone. And of course, it needs to be set properly so structure governs function, that the body can heal itself. That doesn't seem like a preposterous belief. However, you know, I get where Alan's coming from. He wants the double-blind studies. Well, there's plenty of situations where people have gone home with a doctor's diagnosis absolutely dejected, be it whatever it is. They got a brain tumor and they got 3 months to live, and now it's 10 years later and the doctors can't explain it. Well, why? There's another factor going on. There's something that is not considered in the equation, in your knees, in your body's able to heal itself. It happens all the time. So, and I will say, I had a client. This was when it must have been 2010-ish, 2011, somewhere. This is when I first was developing the program, the Knee Club program. And I had a client out of Utah. His name was Bruce. And we got him out of pain, diagnosed with bone on bone, which I've had many clients with bone on bone. But specifically, he wanted to hike, go camping with his son. And we worked together, and he got completely out of pain. And he was like, okay, I'm done with the program. I'm going to go live my life. And I checked back with him a couple months later to see how he was doing. And he was mad at me. And I was like, huh, well, you were good the last time we spoke. What happened between then and now? Well, my knees got back into pain. I was like, okay, well, have you been keeping up with the program? He goes, no, I thought that's all I had to do. I was like, it never occurred to me. It was a big learning lesson for me that these are things that you need to do to take care of yourself. Just like changing the oil in your car, or filling your car up with gas, or cleaning the gutters on your house, or doing maintenance on your relationships. So that level of mentality doesn't cut it if you want to have a good life that's free of pain. You have to change your mentality, and that's why I do these videos, because some guy like Alan isn't going to do well in the program. He's not. He just isn't. The mentality isn't there. There's a victimhood. There's a blaming. There's a lack of personal responsibility and accountability in the process. And if that doesn't show up, if that doesn't cross the starting line, we're not getting anywhere. You can't do it. And then you're in a situation where, just like going to a doctor or a physical therapist that is just going to give you the next little drug, shot, surgery, go through the physical therapy when you're done. It's like it's infantile and juvenile in the mentality to get better. And I get it. I get it. There's a lot of people out there that act like that. They don't want to take responsibility. You should see how many people I have reach out to me on behalf of the parent that doesn't want to do the work themselves, or the spouse that doesn't want to do the work themselves. No judgment. I'm just calling a spade a spade. And rock on with your big bad self. Enjoy your life. Enjoy those joint replacements. It doesn't change. The pattern has to change. We have to change the pattern, not only in the knee, not only in the leg, not only in the body. We have to change the pattern that created your thought process to create the knee to begin with. So we have to zoom out and zoom out and zoom out. And in that process, you get out of pain. You live and experience a more healthy and rewarding life because now you feel empowered. You don't feel like a victim. Okay, let's see if there's anything. Oh, and then Alan sent me this. I asked him, let's see, what did I ask him? I asked him, I was telling him about my clients to get great results in their knees that don't hurt when they take responsibility for their own body's healing. Keep focusing on changing the neurology in the knees, which is creating comfort on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't sound like you're at this place. Maybe I'm wrong. So Alan replies, great. Okay, great. I'm not there yet. I have only occasional minor discomfort in one knee when I get up after sitting. Now, if he's having cartilage degeneration in his knees, he's got more issues than just a little discomfort after he gets up from sitting. Not at all when walking or going up and down steps. And this is what's an interesting piece. And this is what'll happen is it's like the frog, that the old thing, if you take a frog and put it in a pot of hot water, the frog's going to jump out of the pot. But if you put a frog in cool water, the frog will sit in the water, and you turn on the heat gradually, eventually it'll boil the frog. And this is what happens in our neurology. Over time, we have a little pain, a little discomfort after sitting. So then the body creates tension in the rest of the structure so it doesn't feel the discomfort. And then it gets a little tighter and we feel pain in another area. And then the body tenses up a little more. And it tenses up a little more. So this pain and tension and discomfort increases over time in our body, and they call it old age. Now, that's just how your body is. That's just what happens when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. However old you are, that's just what happens. There's nothing you can do about it. And you talk to your doctor and your uncle and your cousin and your friends and all that, and they say, yeah, well, that's just how it is. Well, sure. Sure. If you don't understand the neurological signaling on a deeper level, yeah, that's common. It's normal. For people who don't understand the neurology and the signaling on a deeper level, you want to roll that way? Go at it. Doctors have all new procedures where they could do a knee replacement surgery outpatient. Like, they roll you in, they do the knee replacement, they saw off the bones in your legs and replace it with plastic and metal. You're out the door. You're good to go. It doesn't address the patterns. Another joint starts taking the brunt of it because now you have a plastic and metal joint that you can't feel. So Alan continues, none at all when walking or going up and down steps, not close to needing your help at this stage. But I have had a hip resurfacing, still have my hip, and I know the symptoms of osteoarthritis. There you go. Did you see the questioning? We have to ask different questions to get better answers. If you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. Okay. So got a few people, no questions. Kimberly, I will see you in a little bit. I see you suggested Elizabeth and Bobby reach out to me. I'd be happy to. And those are for people in the Asheville area. Most of the clients that I work with, almost all the clients that I work with are remote. So I see them online. I have a program. Well, you can go down below this video. You can head to my website. You can sign up for my newsletter at thekneepainguru.com. Also below is a link for an appointment. If you'd like to schedule a consultation with me, this is where we'll talk and figure out strategy. Now, this is not necessarily going to get you out of pain at all. This is figuring out a strategy, taking all the things you're working with and all the craziness that's going on in your head. And when we get through all the mainstream media type of questions that people would ask, we get on the other side of that. We sort through all of it to create a path for you to get out of pain. That's what's most important with these types of consults. And then if you want help and support, I have my group coaching program called Knee Club. Knee Club meets twice a week in a Zoom call, group Zoom call, and I answer your questions about what's going on with your knee. So I would talk to Alan and I'd say, okay, he has minor discomfort in one knee when I get up after sitting. So I would ask him questions since he knows the symptoms of osteoarthritis. And the more you ask questions, especially with someone that's been in pain for an extended period of time, especially one that is that meticulous about asking the types of questions that he did in the manner that he did, there's a lot of unawareness going on. So as I start asking strategic questions to bring his awareness to the parts of his body, like his hips and lower back, are his hips and lower back stiff? What is it like when he gets out of a car? What is it like when he exercises? What would he like to be doing? Those are all questions that bring the awareness to like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I had surgery on my left foot, and then my right knee started bugging me. Oh, that's right. My back went out, and I had to go, see a chiropractor, or had to see the doctor about that last summer. And this is what happens when I'm talking about the injury and the compensation. The body compensates for the pain that we feel. And because we have life to live, we disconnect from that. So my questioning is going to reconnect you with the awareness that you've lost through your body compensating for the pain, that you need to suck it up and deal with it because life happened. So it's a fascinating process. It's quite enlightening in the sense of it brings you a sense of relief in how you're able to understand how to deal with your own body. And this goes much further outside of the scope of just knees. So we talk about hips, lower back, ankles, feet, hamstrings, quads, shins, calves, neck, shoulders. But our entrance point, the beginning of the conversation, is with the knees, how we can create comfort in the knees. Because once you start getting relief with the knees, you gain more awareness in other areas of how other parts of your body are tied in with your knees. So we cover all that in Knee Club. We meet twice a week, Mondays. So today is a Knee Club day. We meet at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time, you get access to all the videos. So going back to Alan's situation, I would ask him, where does his knees hurt? Right knee, left knee, front of the knee, back of the knee, inside of the knee, outside of the knee. And then I have a specific video that I've created over the past 13 years based on where and when you're telling me your knees hurt. And I point you to those specific videos where you can start getting relief right now, because we're focusing on getting the pressure off of the tiny little nerves, the width of an eyelash, that are being squeezed, sending a signal to your brain that you have pain. When we get pressure off of those nerves, your neurology begins to reorganize around the comfort that your knee is experiencing. And I help you through that process through dialogue on the twice weekly calls, as well as the videos that I point you to check out in the members area. So you get help, you get support, what you need to get your knee out of pain. You don't even have to leave your house. And then I show you how to do them no matter where you're at. Some people sit, stand, drive for work. They have to function on a day-to-day basis. Some are mothers, stay-at-home mothers. Some are door-to-door salesmen, mail carriers and stuff like that. So it depends on where you're at, what's going on, but there's always a solution. You want to look for it. Okay, no questions. Kimberly, thank you for suggesting those people check out what we're doing here. I'm going to scoot, get on with my day. And I thank you all very much for being here. This is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru, signing off for today. Have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next one.